So 8 months ago, I'm in my room, and I'm with this guy. So I'm watching this video with my friend, and we're watching a Hamza self-improvement video. We're watching a video on productivity, on dopamine detox. We're watching a video on how you shouldn't play video games. And my friend sitting beside me, he's kind of reacting to it. He's kind of like just watching it, not really being super engaged. I mean, sometimes he might say something here or there, but he doesn't, like, you can just look in his eyes, and he's not present. I'm sitting there, and I'm like, oh, he's on self-improvement. He's watching Hamza videos with me, right? Yeah, he's on self-improvement. He's gonna quit all of that bad habits. He's gonna stop playing video games. And 4 months later, I'm in the car with him, and he's talking to his friend, and he's talking to his friend about a recent video he uploaded on his channel. I go and check his channel. It's a video of him playing Valorant. It's a video of him playing video games. Oh yeah, and by the way, bro, if you're around my age, if you struggle with the same or similar things that people our age struggle with, consider subscribing down below, because as I go through my journey, my challenges, I teach you exactly how I overcame these things. And most guys that teach teenagers problems, they're around 30 years old. They experienced it 15 to 20 years ago, and they don't even know what they're talking about because they're not experiencing it now. I am going through these things now. I teach you these things that my friends and these things that I learn now as I go through them. So if that sounds cool to you, consider subscribing down below. Alright, let's get back to it. See, I was in this room. I was there. He was watching the Hamza videos with me, and we were like, whoa, and I was like, whoa, and he was in his mind just overthinking, like, oh, it doesn't matter, I'm just coping, right? He's in his mind. I'm like, oh, he's on self-improvement, right? He's on self-improvement. Sending your friends Hamza videos can work, but the truth is, you have to realize they might not be on self-improvement. See, I was in the room with my friend. We were watching Hamza videos, but he didn't get on self-improvement. So why did that not happen? Because you know why Hamza videos worked? Do you know why they worked for you? Do you know why they work for so many people? Because he inspires. He shows the life that he has. He shows, and he says, oh, you're a pussy, and then people get inspired by that. But the problem is, not all people get inspired by that. Not all people get inspired. And the truth is, when your friends, when you try to get them on self-improvement, when you try and get them doing all the good habits, going to the gym, all these things. I mean, I got my friend in the gym. We were working out together and stuff, and I was like, yeah, he's on self-improvement. And it was going well. As soon as I left to go somewhere, he didn't keep going to the gym. He wasn't, super in it. He was just going because I was going, just because, oh, it's fun, once in a while. He wasn't going because he wanted to go. He wasn't going because he was inspired to be on self-improvement. He was only going because I was pushing it. He was only going because, I was saying, oh, this thing, and we were watching Hamza videos and shit. He wasn't inspired. He didn't want to actually get on self-improvement. He wasn't that, he wasn't even, he didn't even want to. See, if you've watched Hamza and you are on self-improvement, see, you got inspired by him. You want to do it. You want to be on self-improvement. You have this great desire for your goals and your purpose and become more masculine and build a great body in the gym, attract girls, and make a load of money online and shit. You are inspired and you want these things. You desire these things hard. But the thing is, Your friends don't. See, if you actually noticed, if you didn't have this cope in your mind, if you weren't blinded by the fact that you've known them for so long and they're your friends, you would have realized, if you weren't blinded by this, you would have realized, like, he's not present. He doesn't actually really care. Like, just look at, you can see it in his face. He doesn't, while he's watching the Hamza video, he doesn't fucking care. You can tell. You can just tell. But you cope anyway because, he's your friend. See, he doesn't want it. He doesn't feel inspired by it. And that's a problem because you can only be on self-improvement if you want the result. You can only be on self-improvement if you want the work. If you want to work hard, you can only be on self-improvement if you are hard on it. If you are, like, really want that shit. Because the truth is, it's really hard. It's really hard to quit all the bad habits, start doing all the good habits, start working a bunch of hours, start, going outside in nature. It's hard to do all these things. It's hard to develop your social skills, go speak to girls, go build a dream body in the gym. It's hard. It's hard to get on the diet and everything. It's hard to quit porn and social media, and it's hard. It's hard to do all that shit. It's hard to quit all the bad habits. It's very hard to improve yourself as much as you should, as much as we desire it. It's so hard, right, for you, and you want it. You want the result. You want to do this. You are so inspired to do it. You desire it deeply. But your friend doesn't. See, this is the problem. I have gotten my friend on self-improvement, so I know exactly how this works. I have gotten my friend on self-improvement. I've gotten him in the gym. I've gotten him to reduce his bad habits a lot. I've gotten him to, like, start researching diet and estrogenics and stuff. I have gotten my friend on self-improvement. I know exactly how this works. He was inspired by me. He saw what I was doing. He saw how much I had changed. And he got inspired. He wants the result. He desires it. That's one in 100. Only like 1 to 5% of your friends may go to self-improvement. I got lucky. I had like five friends before this. Only one of them got in self-improvement, and that was lucky in itself to get one of them. See, it's hard to save your previous friends. Now, you can send him a bunch of Hamza videos, he can get inspired, he can get on self-improvement because he sees what you're doing, but that is luck. That is very hard to do. And the truth is, I'm going to hit you with a hard truth, and you're not going to want to hear this. You're going to want to hear the answer that's like, oh, just send him this video, do this one thing, and this will be how you can do it. You're not going to want to hear this advice, but the truth is, if you're watching this video, if you're having trouble getting your friend on self-improvement, it's likely not worth it. If you're watching this video, you're having trouble getting your friends on self-improvement. They don't want to get on self-improvement, right? That's why you're watching this video, because they don't want to. I'm going to hit you with a hard truth here. Fuck them. Leave them. Because if they don't want it, if they don't desire it, like, it shouldn't be hard to get someone on self-improvement. It shouldn't be hard. It shouldn't be, if you can show them inspiration, if you can show them, like, all the Hamza videos and shit, and they should be able to get on self-improvement fairly easily. Now, if your influence skills are shit and you're just, if your influence skills are shit and you just don't know how to influence people, then obviously, but you already knew that. You already knew, oh, research influence. How can I get my friends on self-improvement? I need to learn how to influence them better. You already researched that, right? And if you haven't, you're a fucking dumbass. You should. Like, that's, like, so obvious. Like, if you didn't think to do that, please go do that now, because that's just common sense. Like, research influence to try and influence someone, but if you have already tried hard to get your friends on self-improvement, they don't want to, and this video is your last resort, I'm telling you, it is not worth it, because they don't want it. You realize how hard it is for yourself that desires it. You desire it. You want it so bad. And it's difficult as fuck for you. Imagine someone that doesn't want it. Someone that doesn't even want the result. Imagine how hard it is for them. So, people need to want it. People need to desire it. If you're even watching this video at all, so don't cope. Don't be like, oh, no, I'll just click on this other video and I'll try this tactic. I'm telling you right now that if you clicked on this video at all, don't cope. Don't give any excuses. Don't cope about it. Don't give some limiting beliefs. If you're watching this video at all, if you're watching this video, you clicked on it because you're having trouble influencing your friends. Fuck them. You're gonna have to go through this period of loneliness. You're gonna have to realize, like, I got super fucking lucky that my friend was inspired by me. He brought it up to me. I didn't even try to get him on self-improvement. He brought the fact up to me that I was like, oh, you've changed a lot. Like, he brought it up to me. He wanted it. He was inspired. That's what you have to do. But if you can't do that, if you're struggling influencing them, even though you've researched, like, you've read How to Win Friends and Influence People, you've read all these books, you've watched all these videos, and you're coming to this video because you still haven't found an answer and they still haven't gotten on self-improvement, stop trying, because they don't want it as much as you do. It won't be, it's almost impossible to get someone on self-improvement when they don't even want it. They have to want it, and it's a horrible truth to come to. You don't want to realize it. It's difficult to realize. You have to let go of your friends and stuff, and most people watching this won't even take the advice. But I'm telling you, I've gone through this. I know exactly how it works. I know exactly what happens. You try to get them on self-improvement, you keep trying, you keep explaining all the benefits, you keep explaining what they're doing is so wrong, and all the downsides, and what life you could have, and you're watching these Hamza videos, and doing all these How to Win Friends and Influence People tactics. None of them are working. That's why you're watching this, because none of them are working. They don't want it. They are not going to be able to get on self-improvement. It's a hard truth to come to. And most people won't follow this advice. Most guys won't follow this advice. But I believe you can. I believe that you are strong enough. I believe you have some sort of sense that these friends aren't even good for me anyway. They don't want to get on self-improvement. They're not going to. Think about it logically and realistically, like a masculine man. Just think about it logically. The only reason you won't do this is because you're coping. You know they aren't good for you. Those friends are not good for you. They're not going to get on self-improvement. Realistically, they're not. And they haven't. Yet you still cope because you're a feminine man. You are a feminine man. You are a feminine teenager. You are a feminine boy. Feminine boys react on emotion. They react on what they feel. Oh, I feel like I have a close connection with my friend, so I'm not going to take action. Like, oh, this video doesn't matter anyway, You react on emotion, you don't react on logical thinking. You don't, think about it logically and think, okay, well, you don't think about it logically, you just, react on emotion, you react on impulse, you react on what you feel like doing, and you don't feel like letting go of your friends, because the truth is, it is hard, it's difficult, but that's a part of self-improvement. Everything in self-improvement is difficult. You're gonna have to realize that friends are just another part of it. You're gonna have to go through this period of loneliness. Now, if you can influence one of your friends, great, Most likely, if you're watching this, you haven't. So, you're going to have to go through this period of loneliness where you're too good for most people, but those guys you want to be friends with, they're too good for you. So you're in this gray area, in this middle area, where you can't relate to anyone. And you're just lonely this whole time. You just got to work on yourself. But the light at the end of the tunnel is a great big light. Once you can reach the end of this tunnel and so many people relate to you, you're on these online communities, and it's so nice because everyone is your age. Everyone is like your friend. It's like you got brothers around you, and they're on self-improvement. They're growing they're growing with you. That's much more beautiful than having shit friends that don't even care, that you're just attached to emotionally, that you can't give up because you're a feminine boy. Realize this and take action. Most people won't follow this advice, but I believe you can. If you are a masculine man, I believe you can. Now, obviously, masculine men, masculine, because, obviously, I'm not a man. My target audience isn't men, technically 18 years old, but, you know what I mean. Masculine men. I see men as, anyone up, that has kind of hit puberty yet. Basically, if you are a masculine man, please take action on this. Think about it logically. Think about it from your masculine perspective. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace out. Mwah!